Hi, fourth grade. Today I want to go through the Day 7 math tasks in Packet 5. If you're doing this on Google Classroom, it might read Day 2 math task because it's Day 2 of Week 2 for Packet 5. So today's math learning opportunities, we're going to solve the math problem and explain our thinking with pictures, numbers, and words. So over here we have a word problem. Abigail made a cake. Her family ate 3/4 of the cake, or 3/4 of the cake, on Friday. They ate some more of the cake, but not all of it on Saturday. What fraction of the cake could they have eaten on Saturday? So here we have a circle and a rectangle. So these are the two possible shapes our cake could make. Now, there's, of course, an easy way to divide these into fractions, right? So if we take our line tool, I'm going to draw a line and I'm going to cut this into fourths because we know that they ate 3/4 of it. All right, and then I'm going to come and I'm going to see if I cannot color that in. Nope, doesn't quite work the way I want it to. So I'm going to come and I'm going to add a text box. So in the text box, I'm going to write down how many fourths. We got 1/4 here. Here we've got 2/4. Over here we have 3/4. So everything this has all been eaten. Everything with a number in it has been eaten. So that leaves us with this much cake on Saturday. Now they tell us in the story that they did not eat all of it on Saturday. So there's several fractions here that we could make this 1/4 into. So what we're going to do is we're going to come over here to our Smart Notebook. See if it opens up. Okay. I'm going to create a new file. All right, so we're going to come over and we're going to look at, we know we have 1/4 of the cake left. So what we can do in order to try to figure out a different amount that they ate, we can figure out our equivalence of 1/4, and that might help us. So we do this, guys, by our skip counting. So we'll come over here, and this is just one option available to you. So 1/4 equals, and let's skip count. So if we skip count by 1 on top, we got 2, 3, 4. I always like to skip count by the numerator first. And then I skip count by the denominators. So now I have 2/8, because it's 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. Oh, sorry, it's a little bit messy. 24. So all these equivalents are what's left of the cake. That means that I can divide my cakes into 8ths. I can divide my cake into 12ths. I can divide it into 16ths. I can divide it into 20. So let's go ahead and on this shape, we're going to do our circle again. All right. That circle's kind of hiding in the fractions, so I'm going to pull it right here. All right, and now we know that if we take our line tool, we can divide that into fourths. Oh, my fourths are not going to be perfectly even, guys. I'm sorry. I'm trying. It's a little bit difficult. All right, so here's my fourths. And we're going to see if we can make that a little more even by moving it up. All right. So now I'm going to shade in what they've eaten. All right. So if we want to divide it into eighths, we could. And to do that, we just have to... Ooh, that was not a very good line. That was a bit swoopy. Let's erase that line. All right, let's try this with this instead of drawing it. All right, so in order to divide it into eighths, we know that eighth is 2 of 4, so we need to make each of these fourths into 2 triangles instead of 1 triangle. So here we go. And now I have eighths. So now from there, I can definitely solve the problem and say what fraction they ate, but let's also look at it if we do, say we want to do 12ths. So if we've got it divided into eighths, how do we divide this into 12ths? That's a little bit trickier, isn't it? You can also divide it into 16ths. You can divide it into 20ths. But each time you divide it, make sure you try to do it as evenly as possible. And then whichever fraction you choose, make sure you explain how you know that fraction works. What about if you chose a rectangle cake? Would the answer be any different? Oops. That's not the shape I wanted. I'm going to delete that. Sorry about that, guys. All right, so we're going to come over here and we're going to choose the rectangle and we're going to see if it's any different if we do it as rectangles. So here, I don't think that's quite big enough. Oh no, I mean it's too big. Thank you for being patient with me, guys. I know sometimes I get really, really, really quiet when I'm trying to work really, really hard. All right, so we're going to do a square. It's not quite a rectangle, but if I were to do this the same way I did the cake, I just split it into 4 pieces. Whether it's a rectangular cake or a circular cake. Okay? So we'll do that. And then, of course, if we wanted it into 8 pieces, we just do this. Does this look like one of the fraction models we worked with in class? It really should. All right, so we know that 3/4 of the cake was eaten. And I forgot to shade it in, but I can still remember what my 3/4 looks like. Oh. Okay. So make sure that as you go through, that you do that conversion and you do the models. Make sure that you show, when you turn this in, submit the work that you've shown so that your teacher knows how you came up with your answer. Now, what you're going to do for the 5C collaborative part here is, while working with your family and friends to find possible fractions, talk with each other about why everyone thinks their fraction would work. And if you choose to do that for your 5C badge, you're going to come over to this little T here, and you're going to draw a text box, and then you're going to put your family's fractions and why they think it'll work in there. All right, 4th grade, thank you for hanging in there with me while I had some technical difficulties. If you have any questions, make sure to contact your teacher. I hope I start seeing more of you during our 11 to 12 help sessions every single day from 11 to 12, and contact your teacher for details. It's a lot of fun getting to work with other 4th graders and your teachers, so we hope to see you there. Have an awesome day, 4th grade. We miss you bunches and can't wait to see you soon. Bye.